Namaste children. I welcome you all to my session today. Today we are going to talk about such an important topic as well as an interesting topic about our Indian Constitution. So when we talk about our Indian Constitution, the word constitution means it gives a set of guidelines to the government as well as to the people. So it explains what power the government has as well as the rights and duties of the Indian citizens. So this is what our constitution is basically. So before we get into the topic deeply, I just want to share few things about the freedom struggle. Our British ruled our country more than 100 years, and that period was a long period. After a long struggle, finally our country became an independent country on August 15, 1947. So at that moment, our leaders felt our country should have our own constitution, because before that we were following the set of rules which were framed by the British people who were really the foreigners to our land. So still we were following the British rules, but from that moment onwards, that is after August 15, 1947, our leaders felt we need to have our own Indian constitution. So for this purpose, they called, by the time Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the first law minister of independent India. So they called Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and this responsibility was given to him to frame the Indian constitution. So he formed a committee with the members of 389 members. So they all were doing research about other countries' constitution. They were doing research in all other constitutions like British Constitution, American Constitution, Russian Constitution. After doing a long research, they started to frame our Indian Constitution. So again, it took 3 years of time, because this was not a simple task. So it took 3 years to complete, and you will be surprised to hear this. Our Indian Constitution is the longest constitution in the world, which contains more than 1,45,000 words. And amazingly, this book was a handwritten book, and it was not a printed book. So our Indian Constitution was written in bilingual languages, which means English and Hindi. So once the constitution work is over, the writing part was over on November 26, 1949. But even then, they didn't adapt to this immediately. They want to do the final checking, verification. All this process was over, and then finally we adopted our Indian Constitution on January 26, 1950. And this day was celebrated as Republic Day every year in our country. So remember this date, children. January 26, 1950 was the day we adopted our Indian Constitution. So when we talk about this, the very first page of our Indian Constitution is preamble. Every storybook, every textbook will have an introduction page, the content page. The same way, our Indian Constitution have the very first introduction page called preamble. So this preamble talks about the characteristics of our country. What kind of country our India is. What kind of society prevails in our India. This is what basically the preamble talks about. So as per the preamble, our country is a sovereign country, our country is a socialist country, our country is a secular country, India is a democratic country, India is a republic country. So what does mean by sovereign? See, as you all aware, British ruled our country. Before British, Mughal emperors, they ruled our country. Many Mughal emperors, they ruled. So after independence, no Mughal emperors, no British, no Americans, no Japanese. India will be ruled by only Indians. So basically, if any person want to become a representative of the government, basically he should be an Indian citizen. So Indians will rule our India, no more foreigners. That is called sovereign. So when we talk about socialist, India wants to give equality all through the country. So no more discrimination like rich or poor, female or male. So no discrimination in the society. Everyone will be treated equally and respectfully in Indian society. That is called socialist. When we talk about secular, India is a country which has multiple religions followed by all over India. We are following Christianity, Islamic, Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism. Many religions were followed in our country. But every religions will be treated equally and respectfully. No religions will give any special importance. All are equal in front of Indian Constitution. Then when we talk about democratic, our government has given, our Indian Constitution has given rights, voting rights to every citizen once they attain the age of 18. So every people have the right to choose their leader. So the people are the ultimate authority in our country. That is called democratic. When we talk about republic, as you all aware, before British, we followed monarchy system, which means the kings will rule the country. Once the king was died, after that his son will come to the throne. So the whole power will be vested within the king's family. None other than come and participate in the kingdom apart from the king's family. So that system should be demolished. That is what republic. That is, the head of the country will be elected by the people. So the people will choose the leader of the country. That is called republic. So as per our Indian Constitution, our India is a sovereign country. Our country is a socialist country. India is a secular country. India is a democratic country. India is a republic country. So I hope you all have a better understanding at this juncture about our Indian Constitution and the preamble and the contents of the preamble. We call this as the guiding principles of our country. Based on this, our country, our society is working on the day-to-day activities. This is what our India is. I hope you all have enjoyed this session. We will meet again in the next session. Thank you, children.